Alright, welcome back. We are on episode 9, and we are continuing the exploration of downtown Colorado Springs. We just finished most of the NPC interactions outside of the jail, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up our new companion.
If it's too dangerous for you, Marshals, maybe I should go in there myself. Sheriff Daisy! Sheriff!
Miss, please.
I've had enough of this. Why won't you people do anything? Deputy, how long is the sheriff going to be busy?
As long as it takes, Miss Wesson. You know the trouble that's gone down.
I do know. My family's in trouble right now. That's why it's so urgent I talk to the sheriff.
She's doing everything she can, miss. If you could just wait here, you'll be the first to know when we know.
Deputy Torres, my family's in the garden with those Dorseys. Why won't you do something?
We're working on it, Miss Wesson. Shouting at me isn't going to help.
I'm sorry, Deputy, but no one's even gone into the garden since I've been here.
It's a dangerous situation, Miss Wesson. We don't want to lose any more people.
Deputy Torres, please. You have to let me talk to the sheriff.
Sheriff's busy, Miss Wesson. I've told you this before.
I would appreciate the chance to persuade her, Deputy.
Miss Wesson, you're going to have to wait. I do apologize.
Deputy Torres! Will the sheriff see me now?
Not yet, Miss Wesson. Please, be patient.
Marshals. Finally. I was beginning to think you were never going to help. Hold on now. You aren't marshals. You look like ruffians. Are you here to see the sheriff? Well, I'm first. I've been waiting here on tenterhooks for an hour. Forgive me. That was unkind. I am under considerable duress. My family has been kidnapped by those no-good Dorseys, and the marshals will give me no answers about their situation. They won't even speak to me. I must know how the sheriff intends to rescue them, and when. That may be, but my family is one of the leading families of Colorado Springs. We have been longtime allies of the Patriarch and supporters of all he stands for. Surely that should be given some consideration. I suppose not. We are all equal in the eyes of God, as they say. I am just frustrated. That is all. It doesn't seem that anything is being done. My name is Lucia Wesson, daughter of Percival Wesson and Maria Reyes of the 100 Families. But now they and my little brother have been kidnapped by those good-for-nothing Dorseys, and I fear for their lives. We are the founding families of Colorado Springs, descended from the survivalists who came together after the deluge of fire and helped the Patriarch build a stronger Colorado. I'm proud to trace my lineage back before the war on both sides of my family. Someone let the Dorseys into town, and the savages have taken my family hostage, along with a good many others, and retreated to the Garden of the Gods. I came here to demand that Sheriff Daisy immediately mount an expedition to save them, but her marshals keep putting me off. No good traitors, that's what they are. Used to be 100 families, like us, but rotten. Backstabbers, every one of them. At least that's what my father says. They rebelled against the Patriarch before I was born, and were driven from the city. I was always told they were dead and gone. It seems I was misinformed. Well, you look capable enough, but I don't know you from Adam. Why, you might be robbers or bandits. No. Thanks all the same, but I think I'll continue to wait on the proper authorities. Frustrating though that may be. Sheriff Daisy, I will not leave until you speak to me. Please put in a word to the sheriff for me. If she'd only lend me a marshal or two, I'd rescue my family myself.
We should build some more watchtowers around the garden. Dorsey slipped right past the ones we've got.
Yeah, but we'll need to pull some resources from another district to do it.
Sheriff won't like that.
Miss Wesson, could you... I'm sorry. I have to talk to these folks. Sorry about that. Are you the Rangers? We were told to expect you. Sheriff Daisy's waiting for you in the back.
Thanks, Torres.
Anytime, Marshal Quan. Reports. Lots of reports. The Dorsey raid really tore up the town. Murder, looting, fires. They even attacked this station. Not that they got very far. It's been exhausting. Don't blink. It's on the back of the box. We keep the peace here in Colorado Springs. Mostly, though, we do what Sheriff Daisy says. Thanks. If you've got any feedback, be sure to fill out a form. What can I do for you, Rangers? Thanks. If you've got any feedback, be sure to fill out a form.
Too old to fight the Dorseys, they said. Ha!
Someone's sure having a hell of a party, huh? All that screaming and fireworks?
Too old to fight the Dorseys, they said. Ha!
Must be drunker than I thought. Did someone yell something about Dorseys?
Cold and shitty day, ain't it?
You the Rangers? Sheriff Daisy's looking for you.
You the Rangers? Sheriff Daisy's looking for you. You the Rangers? Sheriff Daisy's looking for you. Ah, no, nothing to see here.
Sheriff wants to speak to you, Rangers. Sheriff wants to speak to you, Rangers.
How's your family?
My mom and pa are safe. Still haven't heard from my sister. She was working near the museum when the attack started.
Jesus. Fucking Dorseys? I'm sure she's okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, you must be the Rangers. I'm the sheriff around here, but you can call me Daisy. Old Saul tells me you're a bunch of badasses, and I ain't one to turn away a badass, especially at a time like this. I reckon you already heard all about the Dorsey raid, so I won't bore you with the details. Suffice it to say, we whooped 'em good, and the survivors are holed up in the Garden of the Gods with a bunch of hostages. Thing is, I lost a lot of marshals. My boys and girls are tired and beat up. You want to make some fast friends around here? You could go into the garden and speak to those Dorseys for us. Maybe find out how the hell they got into the city in the first place.
And by speak, you mean shoot the everlasting shit out of them and save those hostages, right, boss?
Quan, I hear you're some fancy liaison now. Old Saul taking my people without even asking? How dare he? Anyway, yes, you rascal. That's exactly what I mean. But question him first, you hear?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
That girl, you think I ain't heard her yapping? But I got a couple of 50 other people yapping at me, too. Tell you what, though. Her people are 100 family folks from the fancy side of town, so they got some pull. You can do me a big favor and kill 2 birds with 1 stone if you take little Miss Wesson with you when you go to save them. In fact, I'm gonna insist on it. I need that girl out of my hair. I'll let Lipinski know you're bringing her along. He won't let you into the garden without her. Don't worry. She knows which end of the gun the bullets come out of. Go in there and kick some ass, Rangers. The garden's on the far side of the market square. Don't forget to take Miss Wesson with you.
How did those Dorsey bastards get into the city? How did those Dorsey bastards get into the city? How did those Dorsey bastards get into the city? How did those Dorsey bastards get into the city?
I'm not sure why the sheriff didn't assign me marshals, but, well, beggars can't be choosers. I am the Miss Wesson she spoke of. Lucia Wesson, daughter of Percival Wesson and Maria Reyes of the 100 Families. As Sheriff Daisy told you, they and some of our neighbors were taken hostage by the Dorseys, and I mean to free them. All of them. So, I am ready when you are. It's a project of the Ward family, a showcase for their know-how. They grow food there using the latest technologies. Colorado Springs leads the world in science. But there are plenty of places to hide in the garden. The Dorseys could be laying for us anywhere. We shall have to be cautious. Certainly. My father taught me to shoot almost before I could walk, and I'm the best shot in the city.
Oh, it's true. She's a prodigy, all right. Also a pain in the ass.
No. But I have hunted. There's no need to worry that I will be shy about pulling the trigger. I promise, strangers, if it is to save my family, I will not hesitate. I believe you're trying to trick me, strangers. There is no right gun for hunting bison. The safest way to hunt bison is to stampede them off of a cliff, and only if you have a very fast vehicle. I know very little about you, strangers. And even if I trusted you as I would a friend, it is still my family who the Dorseys threaten. I must go. At last.
Alright, so now we have Lucia. We will respec her as soon as possible, but we have to clear the garden out before we can do that. As far as voice acting goes, I think the actor for Sheriff Daisy was really good. I'm not really a big fan of Lucia's acting in this, but it's not bad. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. Alright, moving on. So the start of that tape doesn't really make much sense to me. You're in the Marshals area, so you're assuming that interrogation was by the Marshals. Yet, when it starts out, it says fucking Hotlander, which is what they refer to the Desert Rangers. So, what, are the Dorseys just calling everybody Hotlanders, even Marshals in Colorado Springs? I don't know. That part just didn't make sense to me. Probably an oversight, but someone should have caught that. Okay, since I stopped the last episode and quit the game, the zone has reset a little bit because Austin Pease is not standing up here where he's supposed to be. He's over here by his mother. Yet all the other guys are where they're at. So yeah, it's like a little partial reset.
No regret.
I hope you
no
die
repentance.
slow! You Rangers are heroes. I'm gonna tell everyone what you did for my son.
He'll kill you all!
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Rangers. Can't wait to get out of here. Thanks, Rangers. Can't wait to get out of here.
The dialogue he's supposed to have when he's standing in this position is not playing. So technically I haven't zoned out of this zone yet, so hopefully he'll have the right dialogue when I do zone out.
No mercy on your soul, Colorado!
Dozens killed by Dorsey thugs. Families taken hostage.
My uncle tells me you're a man of questionable morals, Mr. Kwan.
Well, that's why I'm on the payroll. Somebody's got to get their hands dirty, so good folk like you can keep your hearts clean.
That's not how Colorado Springs works, Mr. Kwan. That's how you work.
Huh. I'm sure you know best.
So that is a rare random dialogue that pops up, and there are several of those in the game when you start mixing and matching four different companions in your group. And there's no telling when they're just going to start spouting off a random line. Unfortunately, I try. It's hard to record that unless you're running. You're recording the entire gameplay the entire time you're playing, which would just basically eat up 100 gigabytes on a hard drive. I did that on every time I played it. So it's hard to get those random dialogues. That one just popped up, and there's no, I have never figured out a trigger for when that happens.
Garden of the Gods is just north of Market Square. Marshal Lupinski should be out front.
So that's when her regular line triggers, is right at this spot. If you hadn't already talked to Josiah and Martha before coming from this direction, if you didn't talk to them, that line would overwrite their lines, and it would be just a mess trying to listen to both of them at the same time, which is one of the reasons why we waited to get Lucia until this point. Alright, so now we can do some combat here. Let's see. We want to look at Lucia. All this out of the way. No, but give her one of those.
Shit, Hotlanders! We thought you was all dead. Back off!
Now, with Kiss Ash, you can actually talk these guys into leaving, but I really don't see any point in doing that.
I done told you! Don't come any closer! Oh, fuck!
Spotted.
So toss a rally out.
You brought this on yourselves!
Unfortunate.
Target acquired. You brought this on yourselves!
Me lose! Take me!
So that lucky action helped us out there. Let's see if we can trigger an ambush. And this is where we toss our snowball. And that's pretty much what your brawler's going to be doing until he's actually able to do 10 brawling. So let's go ahead, duck him. And yeah. Alright. Get in there, Tomcat. That's a good kitty.
To rights.
So, what's our snowball doing? Look at him. And frozen. 1 turn remaining. It actually doesn't tell you what it does. That's weird. It should say it. But it is reducing their AP, but I don't know why it doesn't say it. It should say it. It's weird. Alright. Well, I'll tell you what. Since the creation started the game, my sniper has been missing everything in sight. That's a low percentage chance, isn't it?
Holy shit! We survived!
Yeah, my sniper missed 65% chances. Alright, if you don't do this part first and clear this out, you'll miss some dialogue once you meet Farron and Brygo in Little Vegas. So if this place is not cleared out, you'll miss that dialogue.
I can't tell you how relieved I am that the Dorseys are gone, and my husband is still alive. I can't tell you how relieved I am that the Dorseys are gone, and my husband is still alive. I can't tell you how relieved I am that the Dorseys are gone, and my husband is still alive. I can't tell you how relieved I am that the Dorseys are gone, and my husband is still alive. I can't tell you how relieved I am that the Dorseys are gone, and my husband is still alive. I can't tell you how relieved I am that the Dorseys are gone, and my husband is still alive. I can't tell you how relieved I am that the Dorseys are gone, and my husband is still alive. I knew you had the look of soldiers about you.
So she said that 7 times before she said her second random line.
I can't tell you how relieved I am that the Dorseys are gone, and my husband is still alive. I knew you had the look of soldiers about you. You've got our gratitude, Rangers. I can't tell you how relieved I am that the Dorseys are gone, and my husband is still alive.
I utterly fucking hate how they did this.
Phew, boy. Thanks again for taking care of those Dorseys. We'll clean up the old store and make it good as new. Pretty soon we'll be selling suits, pants, hats, and all the rest. Finest garments in town. And here, a little token of our appreciation. Come on back after we reopen the shop.
You've got our gratitude, Rangers.
Come on back after I open up my shop.
Josiah also has another line of text about directing you to Doc Parker, so I think that only happens if you come from Lucia's side first, and not the Arapaho side. Alright, so we got damaged there a little bit, so since Doc Parker is still here, we'll go visit him.
What now? Now I can. Sure. Okay. You're good. Good luck.
Alright, so remember last episode we dropped the medical supplies for the quest. We got Marshal Kwan's dialogue lines, so we're testing now to see whether or not Lucia will say her lines. I don't think she will because the quest is already updated. And yes, so she doesn't say her lines. Alright. Now we're going for our second fight in the zone. This one can get a bit tricky. And I think I'm gonna blow a rocket on this one.
Hey, take a look at what these marshals and Dorsey's got on them.
And those marshals were colleagues of mine. I'm gonna guess you didn't kill them, but you need to put all those valuables back and walk away.
Fat chance. We got guns and ammo now. We don't take orders from marshals no more.
crazy?
Outside rally. They're really not in a good spot for a... Alright, we can only get 3 of them. Alright, maybe this will take 2 of them out, maybe? No, it did not kill him. Alright. That triggered an ambush there.
You brought this on yourselves!
Life goes for cheap. Take them down.
Lucia missing, 95% chance. That's unfortunate. And since those are on fire, we really don't want to blow a snowball on them.
Ready! Firing!
Gonna need some bandages.
Like this.
Well, have to call the recruiter.
I have to call the recruiter. That's great.
You brought this on yourselves!
And Major Tom has just in the fucking way.
Wasn't worth it.
That's unfortunate.
could use some help!
Down goes Lucia. Alright. And this is why we keep Doc Parker around.
Hey! I don't mind pain, but... Fuck!
And we'll repair the microwave here.
Oh, wow! The microwave's humming again.
A humming microwave. I don't know if I mentioned Snap and Jimmy Bob. I thought the voice acting on his character was great too.
Thanks for getting the power hooked back up to my microwave. I've got some real treats I couldn't sell without it. Power line must have gotten busted up in the fighting. Sure thing.
What now? Now I can. Sure. Okay. You're good.
So we have the supplies to turn in for the quest, but we're not going to do that until we are done with Doc Parker healing us.
Good luck.
And there's some fights we still have to go. Alright, so now we're going to see Lucia's dialogue.
Rangers, you told me that we were going to save my family. This isn't the way to the Garden of the Gods. And if you don't plan to honor your word, I'm leaving. Impossible. Who can say how long you'll be gone? I refuse. I'm glad. I told you before that I intend to rescue my family. If you're set on leaving, why, I'll just wait near the garden until you get back. Do not be away for too long. Who can say what atrocities the Dorseys might commit?
Now, I've never tried to go outside of Colorado and start doing other quests and leave Lucia sitting there forever just to see whether or not something actually does change. I am curious about it though. So we're going to go back to Ranger HQ. Sergey should have a new dialogue line for us, or two. And then we have Private Duncan.
Stay sharp.
Jody Bell has moved into Ranger HQ.
Welcome back, Rangers. I hope you like what we've done with the place. The worst of the mess is cleaned up. Now, what can I help you with?
You can go ahead and click on this now if you want to. However, he has another dialogue line if you don't, so I usually don't.
So long, Rangers. I'll be in the war room if you need me.
We have Private Bryant.
Hope you catch that victory kid soon, before he hurts somebody.
Jody Bell.
Still not feeling great after everything at the lake. Hope you don't mind if I take a little more time. Later.
Alright, so there might be some of the dialogue this way. Refugee.
We're all grateful that you took us in, Rangers.
Well, that's fine for now, but what happens if they get more recruits?
Don't worry about it. They've taken care of us so far, haven't they?
Yeah, but when push comes to shove...
We'll see. We'll see. We're cool, right?
We're cool. Plenty of space for you, plenty of space for us. Everything's cool.
Cool.
Rangers!
Private climb.
We're pitching in where we can. I hope we've been some help at least. Anything you need? Careful out there. It's an uncaring world.
Alright. So we're going to take the footpath down to Colorado this time and see if we can get the Austin Pease line. And as you see, the body here is gone. The robot, if you did not have the ability to take down the robot, it wouldn't matter, it would be gone from here. And the body over in the brig was gone and cleaned up. However, if you come up into the med bay, they're still here. So if you did not have first aid at 4 when you went in that room, you still are able to get first aid up to 4 to check that one out.
Be dead.
Alright, let's see if he's got his new line.
It's not fair.
We exited the zone, so the Dorseys are gone, the angry citizens are gone.
Be dead.
Get away from those two.
Remind me never to get on Watkins' bad side. Man'll slap you in the stocks for squirming in church. Can hardly wait to get back inside. This is the worst duty. This is the worst duty. Can hardly wait to get back inside.
Rangers, wow. Can't thank you enough for saving me.
I love you. Please be safe.
Don't worry, Mom. Your boy is gonna be a ranger.
You Rangers are heroes. I'm gonna tell everyone what you did for my son. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll head to your HQ, just as soon as my mom finishes saying goodbye. I'll head to your HQ, just as soon as my mom finishes saying goodbye.
I always get stuck with those shit patrols, guarding a bunch of dead Dorseys.
Brave Marshal stop Dorsey's at Palace Gates. Patriarch alive and safe. Get your Colorado Patriot here, hot off the press.
And the paperboy said that second line because one of the characters was dragging behind. Alright, so we cleared that out. Time to go this way. Actually, they've had a new line too.
I'm glad the merchants are already back to work.
No kidding. Dorsey's ransacked my house on the way out of town. All my food is gone.
That's rough. Say, I got a stockpile of some squirrel jerky under my bed. I could split it with you.
Oh, hell, that'd be beyond the call. I appreciate it.
Squirrel jerky.
I hear the Dorseys took 100 families hostages. About time the rich folks suffered with the rest of us.
Are you ready to rescue my family now? I will not be left behind, Rangers. Not when my family is in danger.
Sheriff said I should be expecting you. Also said you'd have young Lucia Wesson with you. She tells me you won't let her join you. Ain't coming in here without her. No room for amateurs in this town. You hear? No room.
Little Vegas is quite loud.
Are you ready to rescue my family now? At last.
Well, much as I'd love to shoot the shit with you tryhards, Sheriff Daisy said to let you go on in. So, go on. Give them Dorseys some hell.
Marshal Lupinski, I expect you to moderate your language in the presence of a young lady.
My apologies, Miss Wesson. I meant no disrespect. Best of luck to you and your companions here. No room for amateurs in this town. You hear? No room. Well, much as I'd love to shoot the shit with you tryhards, Sheriff Daisy said to let you go on in. So, go on. Give them Dorseys some hell. No room for amateurs in this town. You hear? No room.
I was kind of hoping the pick lock check would pull back up for some XP. But it did not. Alright, so that finishes up this part for this episode. I do want to point out this though. So you can pick the lock and get into the museum right now, but I would not do that because once you clear the Garden of the Gods and you come back, you'll get an NPC that stands here, and you'll miss some dialogue that they have if you pick the zone, pick the door and go into the museum and do stuff in there. Alright, so that is going to be the end of this episode. We're done with downtown Colorado for now. The next episode we'll pick up the Garden of the Gods and hopefully clear it all in just one episode. But I might split it up in two. These episodes are becoming an hour long. I don't know. We'll see. Alright guys, thanks. Later.